Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to a video about toys. I like toys. I like collecting action figures. Yes, I'm a grown man, but believe it or not, the biggest market for action figures now is actually adults with disposable incomes. I nearly said men there, but women also account for a huge chunk of the market. Adult women. Women. Yes, but it's late here. Anyway, so I'm a huge toy collector. Some will say too huge. I'm trying to sell off half of my collection because I'm running out of room. But unless you've been living under a rock, if you're a collector, you would have just noticed that Hasbro just did their Pulsecon live stream showcasing up-and-coming figures for 2022 and some items that are about to be released now during the Christmas period. Now there was a lot. They showcased a lot. So for your benefits, I'm not going to cover Transformers, Fortnite, Nerf, Magic the Gathering, their board game stuff, and Power Rangers. I don't collect Transformers at all. They look amazing, but I just can't be asked to get into that collection. Their Fortnite stuff, I don't care about. Magic the Gathering, again, huge following. I'm not crapping on anything here. I just don't have the time. So we're not going to cover that. We're not going to cover Power Rangers, even though I do collect some of the Power Rangers, especially the classic originals and the movie ones. But we're not going to cover those. We're going to talk about Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and Marvel Legends. Now, I will go on a bit of a rant at the end, discussing my biggest pet peeve with Hasbro, but we'll get to that later. The title of this video might give it away. So starting off with Star Wars, again, with Star Wars, very, very good stuff. Very reliable line. I don't collect them anymore because I don't like that they're a lot smaller than your Marvel Legends and your G.I. Joe. They look stupid if put side to side because they're only 5.5 inches, but they still charge you the same price as the other stuff, but we'll get to that later. But as you can see, the vintage stuff, obviously the 3 3/4 inch stuff still looks fantastic. I may get some of these to kind of add to my 3 3/4 inch collection. You can see here, I'm just showing you some quick pictures of the stuff they showed. They also showed, but two of the things that really irked me was the Obi-Wan Kenobi Cantina set. The price was ridiculous at £110, which will be a recurring theme of this video, is me ranting about prices. It looks amazing, but that price is ridiculous. Then we also have the playset from The Mandalorian, mediocre show, by the way. I know a lot of fanboys love it, but the writing is abysmal. Anyway, and you can see here, again, very nice, but at £54, no. And much like the New Hope hallway scene playset and the Empire Strikes Back carbon freezing playset, the prices are going to drop as soon as they come out because they're just ridiculously overpriced. Nobody buys them. They just warm the shelves, especially in the UK. We're broke. We've just had Brexit. We're all broke. But yeah, a lot of nice stuff. And again, Cobb Vanth and Mandalorian with the spider thing. £34 for each of those. Why? I don't know. I don't know what goes through their heads. But again, nice figures. So Star Wars had a very solid lineup. And then they also hit us with the HasLab thing. Now, HasLab, for Hasbro, people that know Hasbro, it's a fan-funded thing. So they'll show you an item, in this case the Rancor, and you basically back it a bit like a Kickstarter. Okay, so it's a bit like Kickstarter, but you know, in-house for the corporation. Massively overpriced stuff. Looks good, but massively overpriced. And the Rancor is £330 if you want to back it. No. It looks amazing, but no. Much like the Sentinel, no, I can't justify that kind of price. £200, yes, but £330. Why do Americans always overcharge on everything? You know, Nike does it, Coke does it, fashion labels do it. Just calm down with your greed and your prices. But I'm sure the Rancors are going to look amazing. Anyway, that's Star Wars. Now moving on to the star of the show, which was G.I. Joe. As you can see here, we had amazing classic looking Storm Shadow, but with a modern twist, a revamped spirit kind of brought into the 21st century. We had some Target exclusives, a brand new addition to the line. I don't think Outlaw's ever been introduced before, but here you have Outlaw. Great looking figure. I think you might have the Punisher body sculpt from the Marvel Legends line. We also have some other Target exclusives, the Viper and the Bat. I don't like the color schemes on these things, which is a shame because the other Bat, which has not got a official release date yet, Hasbro said we're not going to do it yet because we don't know exactly, so it's not going up for pre-order. Yeah, when it's available, we'll let you know. But this Bat stole the show for me. Amazing figure. All the accessories and the price, I believe the price will be around, this normal price. So it has all those accessories and it'll be normal price, which brings me on to, how Hasbro's pricing is just made up gibberish. We'll get to that when you get to the Marvel Legends, and I'll compare the Bats and the Hasbro. I mean, you could argue Hasbro owns the license for G.I. Joe. It's their thing. Therefore, they don't have to charge as much. They can pack more accessories, but the price difference is ridiculous. And we had, of course, Crocmaster. And Crocmaster was amazing. The crocodile looks fantastic. You can articulate the tail, fully articulated. Mouth comes with these little kiddie things. Crocmaster himself looks fantastic. But at £41, yikes. That's a no-no. Hasbro also reintroduced the O-ring figures. That's what they're called. The very first, the classic figures are called the O-ring figures. We have Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And this nice little packaging. Then you open it up and it comes in that classic G.I. Joe packaging. But again, priced at 34 quid for a bunch of retro figures. No thank you, moving on. I don't really care. I don't want the O-ring figures. When they upgraded them in the mid-2000s, they looked fantastic. No looking back. Don't need the retro looking stuff. The only figures that I'm interested in the retro look, or the original look, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Other than that, I don't care. Moving on. And now we come to the biggest disappointment of the night, which was the Marvel Legends Showcase. Now, usually, Marvel Legends, the Marvel team at Hasbro always do an amazing job. And they always showcase stuff that you think, ooh, I want this. But this one was just disappointing. And one of the main things that really pissed me off was their pricing for some of their stuff. But that's been going on a lot with Marvel Legends lately. They've been really they're putting me off. I've kind of really slowed down my collection with Marvel Legends, which is a shame because they're one of my favourite toy lines of all time. But they're not endearing themselves with their ridiculous price hike. I get things have gotten expensive, but life has gotten expensive for us. And going from £20 a figure to £26, £27 just because it's got a couple of extra accessories to £33 for no reason whatsoever. It's calm down. Okay, Hasbro, calm down. You're going to price yourselves. Corporations do this all the time. They up the price of everything instead of lowering the price of everything, and then they complain when nobody's buying them. Idiots. The showcase was very disappointing. We only got 3 new figures to look at. The rest was just more of the same. Another Wolverine, another Captain America, another Iron Man. Now, to put those into context, the Wolverine comes in a VHS kind of package because next year, oh my god, I'm so old. Next year is the 30th anniversary of the XMen animated series. So to celebrate that, Hasbro are going to be releasing some figures painted in the animation style. They look fantastic in a VHS style box, which you can see here. And the price isn't too bad, but again, I don't get why the price at £27. But they could be the same price as the normal figures because they're nothing special. They got 2 extra accessories, But they look great. I do like these. These were my highlights of the show. But again, it's frustrating that it's yet another Wolverine. And again, Jubilee. And of course, with the 30th anniversary of the X-Men animated series, we also have the 20th anniversary of the Marvel Legends toy line. The Marvel Legends toy line, which kind of started with Spider-Man Legends and then evolved into Marvel Legends, absolutely changed toys forever. Just like McFarlane changed toys in the 90s in terms of sculpt and detail, not articulation. He was always shit with that. But with it in terms of detail, okay, Marvel Legends changed the game in terms of articulation. Bit too much articulation to start off with. They scaled it down, and now we're at the primo, the blueprint that every other toy company uses. Okay, shout out to Toy Biz, the greatest toy company that ever lived. But Ike Perlmutter is a fucking idiot, and he bankrupted his own company because he's a fucking idiot. But anyway, and they're celebrating their 20th year. I've been collecting these figures for 20 years. It's incredible. It's incredible. And as a nice thank you to the fans, they're giving you Captain America, Iron Man, Toad, and Hulk. So they're re-releasing the original 4 that came out. And as a thank you, they're going to charge you 35 quid for that. And the accessories are nothing special. The packaging is the Marvel Legends retro style clamshell packaging minus the clamshell. Okay, so it's cardboard. And they're going to charge you 34 quid for the privilege. So thanks Hasbro, I'm not buying that. I'll wait for Toad to drop in prices, I might get him. But other than that, bollocks. And this is what was disappointing. We got Scarlet Witch and we got Vision with retro packaging. Great. Thankfully, we did get 3 new figures, and these look, well, 2 of them look fantastic. The other one I really don't care about, even though I'm a huge X-Men fan. I just don't care about Vulcan, as you can see here. Very bland looking figure. One of the stupidest retcons in comic book history. I can't believe they're still going with it when they had a chance to reset the universe, but they still kept this pillock in there. So yeah, Vulcan, if you're not familiar, he is the 3rd Summers brothers from Havoc and Cyclops. And I believe there's 4 of them, because I think Adam X or Extreme, whatever his name was, is also a Summers. It's like a shit soap opera comics. They're like soap operas sometimes. They'll just retcon a bunch of nonsense that you don't need. And Vulcan's one of those. I've refused to acknowledge him as a Summers brothers. He doesn't exist to me in one of the stupidest storylines ever. But what's interesting about this figure is he's now the blueprint moving forward for the body sculpt and the mold for other figures to use. They were using the Bucky Captain America figure, and now they're going to be using this one moving forward, obviously with tweaks and changes. So it's something new for customizers to look forward to. Also, we have Despair, which is spelled ridiculously stupid. Looks fantastic looking figure. I'm always a sucker for a black and a white color combination. Love it. He's from the upcoming Doctor Strange wave, which should be interesting to see. I wonder if he'll have a couple of the kids from the Doctor Strange Academy in there, or he'll just strictly stick to the old school established characters. And the piece de resistance was Null. Null looks fantastic. Not many people, like myself, care about this character or know much about this character, but he's kind of a big deal in the Venomverse, I believe. But whatever, I don't care. He looks fantastic. He's 8 inches tall, so you know he'll be overpriced at about £40. But it looks great. Yeah, and that was pretty much Marvel Legends. We also got Baron Zemo coming out, which again looks great, but we've had Baron Zemos in the past, so whatever. People have been asking for the classic look, so they're getting that. But, you know, the problem with the Marvel panel was it was just bloated with 3 boring-ass interviews that I don't care, even though one of those interviews was with the creators of the X-Men, the animated series. I don't care. Just Sony are the absolute Dom Perignon of showcases. Do you know why? Here's the game. Here's the next game. Very brief explanation. Here's the next game. They've got the live stream showcase down to a T. And everyone else needs to take note. I don't need presenters and bloated piss wash of commentators talking about the presentations. You know, all of this. Just the people that work on the product, explaining the product, showcasing the product, and moving quickly on to the next. That's all you need. But here we had 3 interviews that bored me to tears, and the product reveals were mostly stupid. Instead of showcasing another Iron Man, they could have showed us Toad, because at least Toad would have, sweetened the deal a little bit. Because we're like, ooh, we're getting Toad. Okay, it's going to be overpriced, but look, we're getting the original Marvel Legends Toad. But instead we've got Captain America and Iron Man. They both look great, but anyway. So that was the Pulsecon video. This is a very long video. But that was it. This particular show was disappointing. Hasbro overall do a great job with the action figures. Don't get me wrong. But it's their pricing that pisses me off. Yeah, that was it. Let me know what you thought of it down below. What are you looking forward to? What figures are you looking forward to? You can also add the other stuff like from Transformers, Fortnite, Power Rangers, Magic the Gathering, Nerf, anything. Just comment down below. Let normality resume.